Hi guys, Kevlar here. Welcome back to Stranded Deep. So today's video is one of my tips and tricks videos. Today's tip is all about looting an island, collecting resources, what I tend to do as soon as I get to an island. So here we go. So as soon as I arrive at a new island that I want to loot, the first priority is setting up a basic camp. So we need sticks, we need palm leaves, definitely need rocks, we'll need a coconut, we need fibrous leaves for lashing. Right, you need cloth. There's usually a couple of cloths on every island lying around, so you will find it. This is a fairly small island that I've landed on, so there's not too much to worry about in terms of snakes or crabs. See, be careful. Lots of fibrous leaves. Okay, so we should have enough to build our main basic camp. So let's just create a bit of lashing. First item, shelter. One good tip with a shelter, it's quite a good idea, so let's just say that's my home island over there. So actually set your shelter up pointing towards your home island. So if you ever get really lost and you're not sure how to get back and you come to this island again, you'll know that your shelter is pointing at the direction you need to go. Okay, next you want your water still. So we need to make a coconut flask. Okay, there's your water still. Lastly, you want a fire. To light your fire, some kindling. So that's your basics. So now you're all set to spend as much time as you need to on this island, loot everything you want, and you've got all your amenities to survive and save. Okay, so what I like to do when I come to a new island, I like to try and completely wipe out the whole island before I leave it, which is why I always like to set up my camp. So I usually am here for 2 or 3 days clearing everything. So what I suggest is when it's daytime, it's best to do everything in the water, because then you're out of the sun, good for your SPF, and you got better visibility. However, when you're going to be spending a lot of time in the water, it's good to have some shark repellent. And a breath boost helps. So now you can swim up and down without being bothered by a shark, searching the waters, and you won't have to go up for breath too often. So if you start early enough in the morning, when the sun's just about made the water clear enough for good visibility, you should be able to clear the whole ocean of everything that you want to loot before it gets dark. Okay, here's another tip. When you're full and you're out looting, you can always check your crates that you've picked up, because there's going to be space in them, so you can combine bits, chuck bits in there, utilise the space best you can. So now I've got loads of room again. Okay, I started too late in the day. It was after midday, so it's starting to get a bit dark underwater, so I won't get the whole water done in one go. Which is a bit silly as well, because I'm going to have to take another breath boost and shark repellent tomorrow when I come back to do the rest. Yeah, that's a bit too dark now. It's a bit pointless swimming around in that, so let's go back. Okay. Okay, so now it's too dark to go in the sea. But we've got plenty of daylight or plenty of time until we want to sleep, so I always do the on-island looting. So chop up all the trees. Right, and I tend to, when I'm getting my logs and sticks, just take them straight to the boat and start loading them up. Quah! Right, so it's 11 o'clock at night, and that's this island cleared of trees. So all the palm trees, all the ficus trees where you get sticks from. So that's quite quick. It is quite a small island, so obviously a bigger island takes a lot longer. But that's all done, so the only thing I want to do now is get all the fibrous leaves. Don't bother with coconuts, don't need them ever really. I don't really bother with rocks, don't need them for a lot. Got plenty already. But then obviously if you're starting off, you're earlier in the game, then yeah, get everything. So that's it, that's everything I want from actually on the island. Just in time for bedtime, let's just load the ship and then have a sleep. Okay, now it's morning, but it's not quite bright enough to go back in the sea. I'll just do a bit more organisation. I'm just chucking them on the boat for now, but I'll have room when we leave to put them in my rucksack. While we wait for the sun to come up a bit more, so when you're new to the game, so you're not going to have a massive ship like this with so many crates. See, I can fit so much on this boat. I can do probably 3 islands completely before heading home. But yeah, so what you should just do is still chop everything down and then just pile it all up, leave it in piles. So I'd still suggest stay at the island until you've cleared everything ready to go. Then you can do smaller trips in your boat to take it backwards and forwards. Right, okay, it's nearly 8 AM. Take a shark repellent, breath boost.
This will come in handy.
Oh no, there's a storm coming, I think. Okay, that makes visibility terrible and sound terrible. Right, let's just do some of these boats while it's stormy, so we don't have to go underwater. Right, I did give the tip in my previous video about taking barrel scrap and tyres back from a boat rather than taking one by one. It's fairly easy to just get a lashing and then create a raft base, and then you can carry that over to the shore. So you're carrying them all in one go. I'm not doing it here just because this boat's quite close to the shore anyway, so it's not actually causing me too much hassle carrying them back. But yeah, if it was one of those boats that's quite a long way out, it takes ages to go backwards and forwards, so I'd definitely do that method of creating the raft base. Okay, storm has stopped. So yeah, back to just sweeping the ocean for anything to loot. Ah, there's a plane. Ah. Okay, so found some clay. So when looting for clay or searching for clay, you always find it's in a fairly shallow area. This sort of area, like not too deep. And once you found one, you're likely to find a lot more in the same area. Then once you've cleared that area of all the clay, then there's no point in continuing searching up and down for clay like around the other side of the island, because it's always just in one area of the island. There you go. See, there's another one there. There's another one. Another one. Right, I've just come off to the side, just dump some clay while I'm still collecting. I just want to show you something which I think is a bit of a myth. So, I was told before that to help find clay, you can look over the surface of the ocean, and sometimes you see like a little white bubbly area, and that means there's something underneath. Now that definitely counts, or is true, when there's a shipwreck underneath, or I reckon the aeroplane that we found that was underneath would have had that over it as well. But when there's clay, it's not. So don't look over and see nothing and then assume that means there's no clay. Because I know there's some clay out here that I just saw. We lost it now. There it is. So there's some clay here, and there's definitely no visible sign at the top of the water to help find that. So yeah, don't try and use that method for looking for clay. Right, so in summary, my tips for looting an island: set up your base. So you've got your water still, your shelter, and your fire. Chop down all the trees and get all your fibrous leaves and everything during night hours, as there's no visibility to go in the water, so use your time on the land. And once you've got the visibility in the water during the day, usually between like 9 AM, 4 PM, go to the water. So yeah, just collect everything you can. Either take it straight to your boat, load it up, dump it on the island. You can always come back and collect it, but I suggest to just find everything, cut everything down all in one trip so that you can get it all ready. If you have got a smaller boat and you need to go backwards and forwards, then it's all there ready just to collect and pick up. Now the other tip I can see, you can actually see it better in this darkness. So over there you can see that white mark in the water, so the bubbly effect, and it's always going to be there. That's not the waves, that's going to be a constant. Now that's telling us that there's a shipwreck or something in that area underneath the water. So I think that's probably where we found the aeroplane. So you can go down there, that will help you find things to get. But the myth about that being there for when there's clay is untrue. So the clay deposits don't show up those bubbles, so you have to search the clay. And the clay is usually in a fairly shallow area, and it's always in just one sort of area. So once you've found all the clay, there's no point hunting for it around the other side of the island, because there won't be another section. It's always just in one area. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.